Am I the a-hole for planting bad things for my mom to hide, while snooping in my room and admitting it years later? I, 22F, grew up in an extremely religious household. My family was Mormon, and I knew from a very young age that I was not. As a teenager, I got rebellious. I drank energy drinks, tried Starbucks, and stopped reading my scriptures. My mom thought I was becoming a classic 1960s leather jacket bad girl. I really wasn't. I think the worst thing I did was steal from the store, because there was a body wash I really wanted. I'm not saying I was a perfect angel by any means. I was definitely a little crap, but not a bad little crap. My mom started snooping through my room. I think she was convinced I was hiding stuff from her and wanted to find the evidence. I knew because I would find her in my room when I got home from school, or noticed my stuff moved around. Being a petty teenager, I decided to give her what she was looking for. I planted notebooks with gory art, some cheap sex toys I found online, and a used pregnancy test. Not all at once, but building up to the pregnancy test. I even hide them in places she'd have to go looking for, like under the fitted sheet pressed between my mattress and the wall, or just inside the crawl space between two beams, and buried at the bottom of my full trash can. Nothing really came of them, but my mom did text asking if I was hoping for a negative result, like what the pregnancy test was showing. Fast forward to a few weeks ago when my sister got married. We were all discussing family plans, raising kids, etc. My mom mentioned how she was able to stay one step ahead of my siblings and I. I guess my face showed it cause she asked if I didn't believe her. I thought we were past the statute of limitations for my crimes, ACA. My mom would be upset for a little bit, but it would eventually become a funny story to tell, and told her that I didn't think she really was. We started going back and forth. She mentioned how we got a treat if we drank all the water in our bottle throughout the day. I told her I dumped out my water and still got the treats. She mentioned taking me to therapy to get all my emotions out. I told her I didn't talk to the therapist, and knew she tried to get the therapist to tell her what I talked about during our sessions. Then she mentioned upgrading the home security because she knew I'd lost my virginity as a teenager and kept me from sneaking out. I never snuck out and faked a phone call with my friend, saying I had when I hadn't because I knew she was eavesdropping. This continued, and I admitted I planted things in my bedroom for her to find because I knew she was snooping in my room. She got really upset, and we haven't really talked much since. I'm not trying to justify my actions as a kid, because I know I could have handled things better. I think in a way I was trying to become all the things my mom thought I was, because at least it fulfilled her expectations of me. Am I the a-hole? Edit. Wow, this blew up quickly. I appreciate all the responses, and wanted to maybe give some more insight to the type of person my mother is. For starters, no, I did not do this at my sister's wedding. I worded it poorly and meant that the wedding is what brought everyone together, and the wedding often brought up many conversations about raising kids. Some people have pointed out that it's weird my mom wasn't confrontational about things. My mom isn't a very confrontational person in general. She is the type of person who wanted to pretend I didn't know what she knew. I also think that because she never really had any proof I was this horrible kid like what she thought I was, that she was waiting to catch me in the act to justify the way she saw me. She really didn't say much when she found the things I planted. That did shock me as a teenager, and I'm not entirely sure why she didn't have a big reaction. She was not trying to help me by dragging me to therapy. All she saw was a kid who wasn't religious and thought another adult could talk some sense into me. I did willingly attend therapy around 17, because I was trying to process actually leaving religion when I turned 18. There were many times where we would argue, and before I went to therapy she'd say, "I hope you enjoy gossiping to your therapist about what a horrible person I am." I also knew from this therapist that on multiple occasions my mom would visit or call trying to get any sort of information about what I discussed during our sessions. I think because I never kept a diary, my mom had nothing to go off of cause I never talked to her about anything going on in my life. That's because I knew she would tell other people about anything I would say. I have very distinct memories of her gossiping about my cousins and my older sister in such a negative light. I knew she would gossip about me to other people, so she doesn't get anything to gossip about. In the end, I think a lot of her behavior boiled down to the fact that she sees herself in me. She did say that a few times how she doesn't want me to be like her, or have the same regrets she does. So she was often harsh with how she treated me because of that, and it got out of control. Anytime I've tried to discuss this with her, I get shut down or only hear a bunch of excuses to justify her treatment of me. Sometimes I'll get an "I'm sorry you feel that way." I don't talk to my parents often. When I do, it's only about things that aren't really personal. I talk about my classes, my current internship, some projects, and that's it. We sit in this limbo where I've moved on from many things, recognizing that my mom was struggling to raise 5 kids as a psalm, but a silent understanding that I won't get an apology for most of my upbringing. I do feel bad for going back and forth with my mom, but at the same time it felt a little freeing. Maybe it was how I saw her defeated for a bit, or because I've never told anyone about being so sneaky. I hope my mom can get professional help someday and learn to apologize for things. I know the past won't change. I just wish she would own up to her mistakes. But that would first require learning not to assume an apology meant she failed. I don't think my mom truly failed me, as there are many skills and knowledge I have because of her. I hope she realizes that one day. What do you think? Leave a comment saying what you do, and follow Reddit Nonstop 7.